Did you know that Canadian students rank among some of the most financially literate in the world? Every 3 years, the Program for International Students Assessment conducts a survey with 15-year-old students from 20 different countries. And in the most recent results, Canada tied for second place. One of the key findings from this assessment was that students who spoke regularly with their parents about finances tended to score a little bit higher on the test. So yes, parents, you can help give your child financial knowledge and skills that they'll use one day to be able to make smart decisions with their money on their own. Today, I'm going to go over some important practices and principles that your children may find helpful when they start to manage money on their own. Know investing basics. By no means does your teen need to become an investing expert, but it is important to know some of the basics because after all, they can open up their own tax-free savings account at the age of 18. One really important thing to know is this concept of compound growth and how our money can grow over time. And they can even see the power of this by using a free online calculator. Another important thing to know is the differences that both stocks and bonds can play in a portfolio and how important it is to consider your asset allocation when thinking about your risk tolerances. So for example, if your teen is saving for maybe an emergency fund or for a down payment down the road, or is thinking really long term and looking at retirement, all of these goals are going to involve different investment strategies and different asset allocations. Understand budgeting. While the real test of budgeting will probably come when a child leaves home or when they go off to post-secondary education or begin their first job, you can start to teach the basics of budgeting right under your own roof. One example of how to do this is to start by maybe showing how a paycheck is divvied up. So when a paycheck is received, you can show your child how it is divvied up between things like paying for a mortgage or other debt, paying the water bill, and paying for insurance. Also, it's good to specify the difference between wants and needs. And so if your child wants to start using a tax-free savings account to save for something like a vacation, make sure that they can also pay for things like the groceries, i.e. the difference between things that we want, like the vacation, but things that we need, like the groceries. Going through these exercises also helps your children realize the amount of organization and discipline that is required to keep a solid budget. Don't spend more than you have. Be sure that your child understands the dangers of too much debt. Paying interest on a credit card or on a bank loan is kind of like paying more than the actual purchase price of what you bought. A debt that isn't properly managed can spiral out of control really quickly. Remember, if we have debt and we keep adding more, the interest accumulates and we wind up using more of our income to start servicing that debt. Save for your goals. Your child should be familiar with the concept of pay yourself first, which means that eventually they get to a point where they can start committing a portion of their paycheck to their savings. This is really a great way to save for their financial goals. Paying yourself first does require a bit of discipline and may be challenging when you're younger and have more of an urge to splurge on things. However, saving just a little bit, whether you're investing or saving early on, will create a habit that will last well into the future and serve your children well for their later years. There is no one correct approach or one-size-fits-all solution for introducing the idea of financial responsibility to your children. However, some of the tips that we've presented here today should form a good basis for starting to introduce this idea of financial responsibility to your kids. If you find yourself in this position and would like to learn more about what resources are available to you, our team at Ferguson Financial Planning would be happy to meet with you. You can schedule a consultation with us using the link in our description. If you found the information in this video to be useful, please be sure to like and subscribe. You can always check out our website for more information like this. Thank you for watching.